Tell the Truth Tuesday here on the Rich Eisen
buddy.
Show.
That was terrible. That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction
Tuesday.
Okay.
I just had
By the
to
way,
add that one in.
what a great way.
That was tremendous.
What a great way for you to handle having played a drop that we do play for a segment called Overreaction Monday on Mondays, despite us having the same construct, calling it Tell the Truth Tuesday. That was well done, Mike.
Thank you, Rich.
I'm really impressed by your kick save and a beauty right there. Go for it, Chris.
All right,
Brockman.
first up, the Ravens. They are the best team in the AFC.
That's not as much as you know. I've been on the Ravens bandwagon, and I'm not. Actually, there is no bandwagon. I was the one back in July saying this is their division to lose.
You've been all over these guys.
Okay, as much as I say that, and I do like what I saw out of them when I saw one quarter of it and watched the rest of the highlights, because kickoff was at 1:15 in the morning, our time on
that's early
on Monday morning in London. I will still go ahead and say that New England's defense and New England's GOAT at quarterback is the difference maker. I will just say that right here and right now, but there's a big game for the Ravens coming up this week, and I'll explain why on my 4 downs later on in hour number 2. What else do you have over there, Chris?
Okay, there will be a coaching change in New York before the season ends. Either Jets or Giants.
I said no, I won't be the Giants. Giants rarely fire their coach in the middle of a season. I mean, rarely do it. Didn't they even let didn't they even let McAdoo finish it out? Or no, they fired him.
Yeah,
That's
he
right,
was let go towards the end.
So they're not going to do
Yeah.
it 2 times in 3 years. They're just not going to do that. But the Jets are a different story. Although I have no idea at all the sense of ownership. None. As you know, the owner, Woody Johnson, is the United States ambassador to the UK, and has been, and ever since he took that spot after Trump's election, his brother Christopher has been there. And other than Christopher, in my mind, handling the situation of telling Jets players if they wish to kneel, go ahead and do that, other than handling that situation as well as I thought that he did, he has made Woody Johnson's tenure as owner of the Jets look like Bob Kraft's in terms of a record. Okay? As you know, Woody's Jets over his tenure while he was physically there, about 500. The Jets the last couple of years since Woody Johnson left for the UK has been just positively nightmarishly dreadful. And Christopher Johnson's the guy who hired Gase, kept Mike McCagnon on, let him do free agency, let him do the draft, let them butt heads with Adam Gase, then fires the guy after the draft, then has Adam Gase as the interim general manager, then hires Joe Douglas as the general manager, and now it's a 1-7 start in which the quarterback has mononucleosis, ghost seeing, losing a toenail, and is flat out regressing to the point where he chest passed one into the Dolphins defense in Miami, and losing to a team that is on a tankathon for Tua. All of that leads me to believe that, yeah, maybe he will one and done his head coach during the season, but I have no sense of it. So that's my I couldn't have told more of the truth right there. So I don't know, but you know, one of my 4th downs after Jay Gruden was fired is that 2 more coaches will lose their jobs this season. Yeah, well. And you see there are 3 candidates right now in Gase, Dan Quinn coming off the bye week, and if they lose in New Orleans, they're 1-8 with a Thanksgiving rematch against New Orleans coming up for the whole country to sit after we have our turkey. And there's obviously Freddie Kitchens in Cleveland. What else, Chris?
The NFL's pass interference challenge rule. That's going to be one and done, changed in the offseason.
I think you're right. I think you're right. They basically have to explain to coaches what they consider pass interference or merits placing a flag down on the field for it. I mean, we saw one a couple weeks ago actually get placed down on the field through replay. I think it was Frank Reich who got it in Indianapolis. It was first time in 5 weeks. Again, as I led the show with last night, a pass interference non-call. Dallas defender runs through the back of Evan Ingram. No flag. You look at it. He clearly arrives before. Clear and obvious hitting. and he impeded the receiver's ability to catch the football. Those two things together should merit a flag on the field. They said play stands is called. So as long as these things are happening, all the coaches who are voted yes, let's do it, they have no idea whether to challenge or not, and they're losing timeouts for it, and they're losing also face in the eyes of their fan base that thinks that they're clueless. I think they will vote to just say, get rid of it.
Yeah, I think last night during the broadcast, John Perry said 9 for 51 before that challenge by Pat Shurmur. Now 9 for 52 has been overturned.
And by the way, I think John Perry's an excellent part of that broadcast. What else?
The Cowboys, big win the last night. Best team in the NFC East. There with the Eagles.
Yeah,
5-4.
I think that, certainly with Deshaun Jackson now going down, I think they have a better roster. I think they do. And, the only spot where you might give the Eagles a leg up is the coaching. I will agree with that. The Cowboys are real. I mean, they're so good. I mean, they don't have somebody like Zeke in the backfield. I mean, Dak is just as good as Wentz. Fact. Ooh. And wide receivers, the way Gallup is making scores, and Cooper's top 5, right? There's Cobb.
Cobb looked good last night.
Their offensive line is terrific. Their front 7 is fast. Their back 4 can cover. It's just that they take Zeke off the damn field too much.
Also, it's so bizarre how the way they start games. Like, how do you come off a bye and down 9-3 to that Giants team?
Dak threw it right to the Giants to start it.
But even still, they held him to a field goal there.
You got one more over there?
Yeah, let's go Bears. Time for the Bears to move on from Mitch Trubisky.
That is the ultimate question, isn't it? That is the ultimate question. They have too much wrapped up in him. They'll give him one more year. They'll go into next year without picking up his 5th-year option, I'll tell you that.
You think so?
Why would they? The way it's looking right now? No way. I've never seen a Coach of the Year candidate go from that to the hot seat in so 8 games before, 8 weeks, 9 weeks before. I haven't seen it. It's totally crazy. And the Bears are 3-5. It's not like they're sitting there like the Giants at 2-7, or like the Jets and the Falcons, or the Browns. They're in a much better position. They got a terrific defense. So it's not time for them to move on from Trubisky. It's time for them to figure out how to give him easier throws and be less gimmicky. Get back to some more of the basics.
Home for the Lions this week.
That's going to be a tough one for him, man.
That's a big game.
That's a sneaky good Week 10 game. Ooh. All right, that's Tell the Truth Tuesday, everybody.
Yeah. For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.